Hi, this is Jamie Broderick from Network Now. Welcome to our first webinar of 2014. We'll be holding these small business webinars every first Wednesday of the month. Today, we're a week later because of the holiday. We're starting January with goal setting through vision boards. Our guest today is Veronica Campos Hallstrom. She is a premium member of Network Now. All of our speakers will be the premium members of our group. I'm going to start sharing my screen with you so you can see our slides and introduce Veronica. There is a chat box on the bottom left side. First, you can see the participants listed on the left-hand bottom corner. There's also a chat tab. So if you open that chat tab, you can ask questions throughout the event. Yes, Lisa. Use the chat for questions, or I don't know what the ask button is, so that's a good question. But use the chat because that's what I'm monitoring. Okay, could you, somebody type in the chat box what they're seeing right now? Hi, Liz. How are you? If somebody could just verify Network Now PowerPoint. Perfect. Okay, great. So welcome, everyone. We're going to start now. This is our first time using this software. I literally taught this to myself about 11 hours ago. So, you know, nothing like waiting until the last minute, hey? We do have a big event on Saturday, so we've been working on that, preparing for the conference. So we apologize if there's a little snag here in the beginning. So please welcome Veronica. Are you there, Veronica?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Take it away, girl.
Welcome, all right, great. Thanks. Welcome, listeners. Thank you for your interest today. I also want to thank Jamie for the opportunity to speak about the power of visualization. As you know, many believe that the new year is an opportune time to focus on your personal goals. Well, it is no different for your business goals, so I'd like to help you out today with a few suggestions on what we can do to make that goal happen. I have created business vision boards for about the past 5 years, and you may find that the resolutions and the goal-setting part of the new year is easy to set up, but it's hard to stick to. So here's my message today. Have no fear. You can always go forward with the short term, the long term, or your annual business goals. So today I'd like to take a little bit of time to share ideas on how you can help with your creativity to create a business vision board. And what that's going to do for you is visualize your business successes. What we need to do, and remember, is to take small steps, and that's how you get to where you want to be. As we build our success plan and our business plans, these suggestions can help you. Along the way, please feel free to chime in with comments or questions. We are all here to share information, and I hopefully inspire you as well. I consider myself a creative catalyst, so I'd like to encourage creativity whenever I can. So the making or creation of a business board will help you use your creativity to move yourself forward in your dreams. And we need to realize that to get what we want, we must name specific actions that you can take to generate those results. So let's start by knowing what we're going to learn today. Starting with number one, your success questions. These are going to be prompts to identify what success means to you, and we'll get to that as soon as we go on to the next few slides. We're going to go through the SMART system, which is an acronym credited to Yvonne Jones, who is a blogger in Florida. She's in my Success Circle online, and it's an acronym that she developed for making goals. Very easy and smart way to remember how to goal set. Best practice suggestions are going to be tips for making the year the best that you can. We're going to go through visualization and the definition and what your mental picture is. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how I created my 2014 vision board and give you some tips and tricks on how to do that. So as we define our success, we'd like to start with a list. That's the starting point. And what you need to do is try to define what success looks like to you. So because we're all individuals, we all need to realize that my business model is not going to be the same as yours. Try not to copy another business model because your goals are going to be different and specific to yourself. So if you answer the questions about success considering when I become very successful, ... So looking at the questions on the slide, start out with that in mind. When I become very successful, what good things will I have in excess or abundance in my life? So it might be time, it might be extra money, it might be success or titles or whatever comes to mind that fits your situation. Answer all these other questions with the same starting point is when I become very successful, ... All of these answers might change in time, but it gives you a baseline of what success means to you and how you can start making your goals and vision board specific to you and your business goals. So we can, in a replay, I think if you're not putting down those questions yourself, jotting them down, it'd be a good time to replay it, and then you can go by those questions and kind of have a list of answering those questions to yourself when the time comes. The power of visualization is best used when you're working with small goals. So if you can break down your goals, it's fine to have 1,000, it's fine to have 25, but to focus on 1,000 at a time or 25 at a time or less is never going to be impossible. You can't focus on all of those at the same time. So they say to choose 3 major goals. Or a rule to remember is if your goals cannot be written on a sticky note, then there's probably too many to focus on at the same time. So get yourself a little stick pad note, square ones, Post-it notes. Write down 3 major goals that you can continually work on in any duration of time that you deem fit, and keep a focus on those 3 at least. There's 2 ways of looking at goals. There are smart and reasonable goals, and then there are the other extreme of thinking big, dreaming big, without limits. Now, there's nothing wrong with the big dream, think big ideal, but here I want to show you about how to be smart and reasonable about goals. It isn't maybe as dramatic, but it does have a focus and it is realistic. So going on from that, using the word SMART as an acronym, I'm going to give you a word for each letter, and that will help you discover how your goals should be set and what you can focus on best. So we want to be smart in our goal setting. S will stand for strategic. What we want to do is create your future and imagine that there is a solution to every problem. Any solution, any problem. A way to overcome every limitation. So in your mind, there needs to be an answer to every question. Taking the practice in the mind back to the future thinking. So we need to start thinking, what would have had to happen in our world to be ideal? So think back from the future and have that vision already in your mind of what is to be and how you get there. Have a desire. What do you really want and how badly do you want it? Intensity of desire equals the amount of energy and determination you put behind the goal. So let me say that slowly. Intensity of your desire is the amount of energy and determination you put behind your goal. So the desire and the want is very important in the measurable sense of making goals. When we go on to A, we want to believe that our goals are achievable, and with conviction, we want to make sure that we state them. It's very important to achieve our goals, and to check them off in that box as being accounted for. So That's the whole idea and the purpose of having goals, is to check them off in the box. Small goals, one at a time, develop forward momentum. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your goal seems initially. They're all important in the same way. Moving on to R, we want to make sure that our goals are relevant and realistic, and we want to determine why our list of goals is beneficial to our business. So there needs to be a reason and a relevant idea of why we are even working toward these goals. These reasons are the fuel for the furnace of achievement. So make them purposeful and discover the mindset, I've got to versus I get to. Nobody likes that list in front of them that says, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. But if we turn our thinking around and state it as, oh, I get to do this, I can do this, I will do this, it sounds a heck of a lot better than saying, oh, I've got to do this. So your list, being relevant and realistic, shouldn't have to be a chore. Looking at letter T, having a deadline or time frame for your goals is very important, so that you have some type of vision to shoot for. Not being in a hurry, but also giving you the amount of time that you need to reach the goal. It's your best guess of attainment. So setting a goal of a deadline of 2 weeks versus 2 years is fine, as long as you know that you're going to take steps to get to that point. Adding extra pressure and trying to get your goal to one short time frame is not the best practice, because no one wants to be rushed and hurried. You can also set your goals to be, break them down in weekly, daily, hourly, for example, so that it doesn't seem as overwhelming. It's important to set ourselves up for success, of course, and we want to make sure that we identify the obstacles that might be in our way. Blocks that hold you back can apply to the 80-20 rule. And I had not known about this block until recently, but it's good to realize that in those cases, 80% of the reasons why you are not attaining your goals are internal, meaning that within you, rather than the world around you, those blocks are caused by yourself. About 20% of the obstacles that are contained in our external situations or in other people, can be maybe beyond our control. But if we remember that superior people always look into ourselves and ask, what is it in me that is holding me back? Knowing those answers move us forward. We may need also additional knowledge, skills, information, or time to achieve the goal to get beyond our current level. Let's say I want to learn how to run a marathon. Well, I could do that, but there's information I might need to know first. There's skills, of course, training. So just because I will that or would like to do that doesn't mean that there's not going to be work or preparation to get to that point. So knowing ahead of time by listing them or doing the research that you have things to work toward before you get that goal accomplished are going to be less stressful along the way, and they won't become roadblocks. Determining people whose help you need in advance will help you also achieve your goal faster. Who will you cooperate with? Who will you work with? Who will you ask assistance of that will help you get to your goal? These are good questions to ask ourselves as well. To make it our best year ever, you want to make a list of things that can go along with helping you obtain that a little bit faster. Make the process of visualization and goal setting a regular point of your life. So make sure that you have faith in your hard work. It's going to materialize, but it is going to take some time. Faith is the key here. Have faith in yourself. Invest the time and create exciting and mental pictures of yourself and your business life exactly how you want it to be. This is the whole process of visualization, seeing it and then trying to work toward that goal and achieving it. Everything will happen exactly when you are ready. So if your goals are far-reaching, Don't let that deteriorate you. Goals are meant to be stretching you, but they're not meant to be stressful. Practice makes permanent. Visualize or emotionalize. I'm not really familiar with the word emotionalize until now, and it just means that you need to realize how something is actually going to feel once you get there as well, and that will help you get to your goal faster. Imagine how it would look like if it had already happened, and then also incorporate how it's going to feel once you get that goal accomplished, and those will get you to your goals faster as well. If you review your goals, don't be afraid to start over, to tweak them, or I say even trash them, because why stress over a goal that isn't going to happen the way you want it with the outcome when you can go ahead and trash it and start again with a new goal, maybe more attainable. Analyze and never give up on your mental preparation. This is what I like to say, vow to bounce rather than break. You can learn something from everything that you do, whether it turns out the way you like it to or not. Know that there will be some setbacks, but just know how you will take action from that point. I think the most important part here when you're talking about making the best year ever is to celebrate. Keep a success log or record of your accomplishments. You can do that by the computer. You can journal about it. You can put it in a recorder. It's just a snapshot or a glance of your success, so you can go back and review it. And you want to celebrate results and rewards. And everything that you want to see more of, those are called for celebration. When we reflect and repeat and measure the progress, each goal will work, and then you can work on the next goal and entirely new goals, and you can work and work and work and just move on from there. When we're talking about the mental picture, there's a lot of talk about positive thinking versus positive knowing. And many people talk today about the importance of the positive thinking part. You've all heard that, to be positive, and you get your quotes and your maybe aspirations about positive thinking. But although it's important, it's not enough. I think that to be focused and effective in goal attainment, your positive thinking must also translate into positive knowing. So what I mean by that is that you must know and believe that you are going to be successful at achieving a particular goal. What happens when you're making a vision board is that you can creatively help yourself see the goals. They're programmed in your subconscious mind, and then you achieve goals even faster than you think. And if you don't really understand what visualization means, what we're talking about is actually something that we might not realize, but we're always visualizing. So if you think about every time you think of someone or something, every time you remember a past event, every time you think about an upcoming event, or even daydream, you are visualizing. So when you create a creative vision board, this is a way to manage, focus, and control the directions of your goals visually. The power of visualization can be described in 4 parts. So I wanted to go over those quickly before I get to a few other things about the vision board creation. It's helpful to repeat your clear mental pictures often. And so whether you're looking at images on a board or looking at the writings or the notes that you're reminding yourself of, doing that often is going to burn them in your brain, and that's where you want them. You want to relax and maybe hold that mental picture of yourself performing at your best for several minutes daily. So looking at yourself doing what you do best over and over again is going to give you the confidence and the reminder that you are capable of that. Clarity is what explains the power of the law of attraction, and you want your goals to be vivid reality. So while we can distinguish between reality and just the dream world, you want your visions to be very clear and vivid so that it's second nature to you and also empowers you. The amount and emotion that you attach to your visual image has a correlation to your goal attainment. So the more you can feel what happens to you, what you see, the more it's going to translate into a good thing. If you've ever heard the question, how do you eat an elephant? You may or may not know the answer. And the answer is one bite at a time. So like goals, the big goals that you have, go ahead and achieve that by taking smaller steps and smaller goals to get to that point. When we're talking about making a vision board, the key to making a vision board personal is to add things that matter to you specifically. The supplies that I use basically for creating my vision board or photos, this is a good place to get those selfies out. We're all into doing that on our cell phones and such, but print those out and use those in your vision board, because what that does is channel the energy to yourself and gives your board a more personal touch. Using quotes, maybe a space on your board for personal journaling, along with the supplies of the scissors, pen, glue, tape, cardstock, paper, whatever you're going to use to create your board. The key is to involve things that make it personal so that you can relate to it even more. As you collect your supplies, you're going to use the images and arrange them on maybe foam board, poster board, cardstock, paper that is not as flimsy but has some substance to it, so that you can place these, maybe have it, have the duration of it for last a long time and not being just a ragged piece of paper that you're going to toss aside. The longer and more time that you spend on creating your board, the more personal it becomes to you, and of course you don't want to toss that to the side. You can also do vision boards online as a community, and at the end I'll give you a couple suggestions on where you can find directions for that if you feel that you're not crafty. Although this is not an art project, it's basically taking information and gathering information, and that's personal to you, and going ahead and just arranging it on a board in an informal way. Now, my board happens to be a 3D board this year, and it's double-sided. This side, just arranged it, haphazardly with a little bit of thought to it, though, of course. Specific gathering of all the quotes that I specifically want to incorporate this year. I have a theme word. My word is excited for this year. So when I have the wording up there, today I'm excited about everything. I want to be excited about everything, and so that's my goal, one of the word goals that I have for my year, along with the other things that I have incorporated in the design of that. So the flip side is not included here, but I'm going to bring that along to the Network Now follow-up hands-up workshop, so that those in attendance can see my version of my vision board. And the flip side on the flip side, I do have a spot for personal journaling. So that's my creative process on that side of the board. Some ideas for above and beyond with your personal vision board would be having a poster party. Gather your friends either in person, or you can do this virtually. I have a group that I get together when we were all together in the same state. We made our vision boards on one day together, and then as we all moved around, and now we're all located in different states, we get together virtually, share our board, share some information on there, and then use each other as a mastermind accountable group. I did not write these down here, but you can go ahead and note these for your personal reference as a source for going online. DreamItAlive.com, they're goal-setting portals. This is online, it's free, and they give you all of the images. You can just make your own board. You can also share it with the community so you can see other people's vision boards. and then connect with people as you like. NapILives.com is set up where you can create your board and then also set it as your homepage so that you can have that daily reminder right away every time you open up your computer. A lot of ideas you can get from Pinterest will help you gather your quotes, maybe themes. A lot of people post their vision boards on Pinterest, so you can get an account and look for that search as well. And then my favorite and my most recent help in my vision board quest is an app for my phone. I found it called Affirm Your Life, which is $10.99, and I'm able to check random quotes. I'm also able to categorize the quotes that I want to receive, and then I get those messages daily so that I can either meditate on them, incorporate them, translate them into business mode, or whatever I want to do with those. So that's my personal app that I use for that at growth as well. If we have questions along the way, I would like to help you out by answering them. Otherwise, as a recap, we'd like to let you know what you've learned today. If you joined us late, you can go ahead and catch up with us again on the replay. We looked at success questions and what success looks like to you. We looked at the SMART system of goal setting, strategic, selective goals, measurable, which is making a stretch, actionable or accountable, achievable goals. We thought about how goals are relative and realistic, that got to versus the get to mentality. We've looked at time-specific goals, setting deadlines, and building our best practices. We try to remember that we have to have faith in that process, build and rebuild what we want to, review, analyze, and celebrate all of our best practices to get us moving on, keep us moving on the goal setting. We looked at visualization and the mental pictures that are burned into our subconscious, and that's how we learn the ideal will become our reality in time. And then I gave you some tips and tricks on how to make your vision boards personal, and then remembering that our selfies can be used to channel the energy to ourselves as we incorporate those pictures in our vision boards. And remembering back to the future thinking for aspirations. Remember what it took to get us to that point backwards. And above and beyond suggestions, we're looking at daily and often so that we can keep our goals at hand. So with all of this being said in a short time, I'd like to wish you much success in your personal business endeavors, and then also continuation of your business goals throughout the new year. Even though it's the first week in January, that doesn't mean you have to the time frame of stopping your goals within the next few weeks like many do. This is not as painful as going to the gym, so I think keeping your goals on a paper and a vision board will help you throughout the whole year. And thank you, Jamie, for allowing me to share the ideas about vision board making. And then I think you have some other information you'd like to share as well.
There's a hands-on goal setting and vision board workshop on the 16th and on the 23rd. You can find more information on the Network Now website, and we appreciate everyone's time today. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.